Hey, also Nitro RC Nerds here, and this is my workshop on a given night. And I've had a lot of requests over the years to do like a full workshop video. So, to do that, you guys know me, I'm long-winded. That's gonna take probably a good 20-30 minutes, and no one's gonna sit and watch a video at that length. How about we break it up into different domains? So the first section, which will be this, is called What's in the Box. After that, we'll have fluids and hardware. After that, tools. And you can see, you're seeing things as is on a given night. Then we'll get into what I call stuff. It really doesn't have a category per se. After that will be kits and tires. So let's start right off with the very first boxes ever that I used to hold RC stuff. Off to Hyper 7, my son made for me. Veloci 810, my daughter made for me. And here, we got some clutch bells. Here, the 810 engine mounts. To-do speaks for itself, but per the charter of this video series, we're gonna see what the hell's in there. All right, so these are items, of course, that I have on my to-do list, hopefully to get done within a week. Put on a new fuel tank for the Veloci 8 2.0, rebuild the shocks for the Veloci 8 2.0, change the rod ends, pivot balls for the Veloci 8 2.0, the camber at least, outer hinge pins. For my Mugen, I'm going to actually build a whole new set of front shocks. So this has everything, the shafts, the bodies, the caps, everything. Soup to nuts, bladders, all that to build a whole new front set. Let's see. More hinge pins. Can't have enough hinge pins, guys. And a receiver. This reminds me I have to fix my neighbor Savage. And the rest of the stuff here is going to wait more than a week. Miscellaneous, once again, just that. So what we got in here. These are really parts that are new that I just got and will use as needed. These are hinge pins for my Mugen. Again, they're not needed right now, but if and when they are, I have them. Speaking of engine mounts, Veloci 8 2.0, or excuse me, the 810, there's one. Some light and out drives for Andrew's Veloci 8 2.0. Some uprights for the Savage. They call it a conical gear. It's a ring gear to a lot of us for my Mugen. And then some heavy duty cup joints for the Savage and sway bars. All right, so now we're getting into the deep stuff, guys. For certain vehicles, I have a box dedicated just to new or upgrade parts that I put on often. And this is for our Hyper 7. So in here we see some aluminum steering knuckles. We see some shock towers that I will use depending once again on how we drive it, as well as some shock bodies. Pretty much explains itself. And I assure you there are many, many, many more Hyper 7 upgrade parts to come in this series. And I'll go as far as saying that I have every Hyper 7 upgrade that's available that I want. There might be a few. There's definitely a lot of ones that have to do with aesthetics and stuff like that that eventually I'll employ. But yeah, I'm definitely a Hyper 7 guy. So if you're new to our channel or you are into the Hyper 7, stick around because I've got one that is bad to the bone. And I mean bad to the bone. All right, the next box we have. This is actually dedicated to my Veloci Mini 8, which is for sale. So it's just different parts, batteries, lipos, 7.2s, spur gears, pinion gears, chassis brace, that kind of stuff. I don't know why I have two receivers in here, but I do. And it's really just kind of waiting for whoever is ready to buy it. Next box. This is more Hyper 7 stuff. So top plate, wheel hubs, all that stuff. Oh my goodness, there's so much crap in here. Good crap though. Steering post, O-rings, more shock stuff, body post, brake mounts, a lot of shock bodies. Here's a very eclectic bag. We've got caster blocks, shock towers, more top plates, We've got hinge pins, shock springs, again, just a whole bunch of stuff. More aluminum steering knuckles here. And the thing about it is, you know, these parts are in tip-top condition as well too, right? So these wheel hubs, nothing in the world wrong with them. These toe blocks are fine. These, you know, camber links, axles. I mean, again, the only, you know, they're used, that's about it, but they're great backup parts. Next box up. This box here is much like for the Hyper 7, except it's from Miss Thang, my Losi 810. I'm not going to bore you with everything, but I'll tell you that we have enough parts here, and of course the box is still got plenty of parts in it to make almost 2 Losi 810s. And you can see, because we go 3-4 deep sometimes, A-arms, lots of shock towers, hinge pins. I've got maybe 3-4 sets of hubs, spindles, probably about 6 to 8 pair of or sets of differentials, links, spur gears. I got about 4 or 5 spur gears, back plate, pipes, etc. And just like with the Hyper 7 stuff, I mean, these parts here, tip-top condition. There's nothing in the world wrong with this bulkhead, these A-arms. I mean, they're like new. It's a little bit different with a Losi 810 because that vehicle's discontinued, so consequently I have quite a few parts. And much like the Hyper 7, Losi 810 gets its own box with new stuff, save for a few odds and ends such as shocks, new clutch bell pinion, Techno RC drive shaft. We get to the good stuff here. Fuel tank. Let's see here. More rear. Yeah, these are no front spindle carriers. These are shock towers, both carbon and aluminum, but these are actually, see, I've ended up with 3 new ones somehow. And the reason these are open is because at one point I wanted to weigh them. You can see the advantages of carbon fiber over aluminum. So this is 2 millimeter thick right here, aluminum, which is 1/2 ounce, versus this carbon fiber here, which is thicker, 3 millimeter, much stronger, much stronger, and only 0.35 ounces. And as you can see, I'm running new carbon fiber in the front and the rear. So I have no idea how I ended up with 2 sets of carbon fiber and like 4 sets of aluminum. But back to the box, I think I mentioned fuel tank, clutch shoes. So you see here different clutch shoes. These are for the Team Losi racing clutch that I have. I also have M2C clutches that I keep elsewhere. These are brand new. These are just ring gear, or excuse me, sun gears, bevel gears, things like that for differentials. Boy, let's see here. More A-arms. This right here would be an entire fully built differential, all ready to go. And then, of course, we have some more drive shafts. Now it's time for the beast. Same concept. I've got 3 different clutch setups here. You can see a lot of stuff. Shocks, skid plates. I mean, it is what it is, right? Transmissions, slipper clutch setups, shock springs, A-arms, whole 9 yards. Except I don't know how the hell that got in there. Spur gears, chassis, and again, it's all top-notch condition. Shock towers, bulkheads. I'll go ahead and stop. This box is kind of an eclectic. The reason it's eclectic because it has really 2 things: wings, and if you can look down below there, fuel tubing. At least some of my fuel tubing. This, for the most part, is my new fuel tubing. Unused. Whereas I have a whole drawer here of used fuel tubing that's still good. It never hurts to have quite a few wings. I just need one for my Savage still. Next up, we have something that sounds pretty cool, a box of engines. Now, if I wanted to sound even cooler, I'd say these are my practice engines, but they're just backup engines. But they're all in good shape. This is a F4.6. Came off the Savage, of course. A Works B5. Actually, I need a head shim for that, head gasket, and Losi 350. And then Dynamite Mach 0.28. Original Hyper 7. Plus, you can see, I don't know how I got a glow igniter in there. The other box are pipes. So some OFNA pipes, HPI pipes. This is a Works 2013. Again, just backup pipes. What's that down there? It's an OFNA 053. Yeah, it's an 053. It's a damn good pipe too, by the way. So this is 2013. So that's going to be it. The next video in this series will be fluids and hardware. And believe me, I've got some pretty interesting stuff when you look inside of some of these drawers here, I promise. And as a trailer to a video that I'll have posted very soon, why the hell do I have a clocked Novarossi 28.5 roto start out of the Savage and into this Truggy? Well, it's for damn sure not because of the inefficiency of this Roma engine, I can tell you that.